It's Lyn from Lyn's Crafts, and welcome to another episode of Mixed Media Monday. This time I've just got a simple little cardboard box that I've black gessoed. Alright, I'm going to show you first of all this product, Americana Weathered Wood, which is a crackle medium. The first thing you need to do with this crackle medium is paint on a base coat of acrylic paint. It may work over the gesso, but I'm not sure. I'm going to use the Burnt Umber Americana. It's just a fluke that both of the paints I'm using are Americana brand. It just happened to be what I had. Alright. Sorry, as usual, didn't have my paintbrush ready. Alright. So really and truly, I really only need to go around the edges because the middle part is going to be covered. But I'm probably going to go a little further than I need to. Let me get a little paint here on my glass. Alright, just something like that. Then I'm going to do the same thing around the sides. I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, now you can see I've even done it on the flap and on the bottom. I just like to finish the bottom of my boxes. Alright, just a little word about the weathered wood and any of this crackle type product where you put a base coat on, then the crackle product, then another layer of acrylic paint. A contrasting layer of acrylic paint. The direction you brush the product on, the crackle product, will determine the direction of your crackles. Meaning, if I go in a horizontal fashion, the crackles will run in a vertical and horizontal direction. If I go in a diagonal direction, that's the direction the crackles will go. If you do a swirl, they'll be kind of random. Alright? Make a little room. Alright, now you want to apply it rather thickly, but not like globbing it on. It is a rather thick product already. And you want to try not to overbrush it. That goes with the top coat as well. Alright, so I'm just going to continue this on around the whole box. I probably won't do the bottom simply because it won't show, but I will go ahead and put the paper on the bottom. Alright, and also I did a much thinner layer on the flap since it's going to tuck into the box. Alright, and we're going to let the piece dry naturally. Don't use your heat gun on it. And don't use your heat gun on the top layer. On some crackle finishes you can use your heat gun, but I wouldn't recommend it on this one. Alright. Okay, it's mostly dry. There are still just a couple of spots that are a bit tacky, where it ran a bit. So I've got the warm white Americana. And again, I'm just going to put a bit out on my glass. And I'm just going to go over where I had put the weathered wood crackle medium. I'm going to just let you watch for a second. It will actually start to work right before your eyes. You can start to see tiny little cracks. And they're getting bigger. Now, with the top coat of acrylic paint, you really want to apply it kind of light. You don't want to go too heavy. And like I said, you don't want to overbrush it. Alright. I may actually need to thin my paint down just a bit. It is pretty thick. I don't want it watery at all. That's better. Alright, there you can see the really nice crackles you start to get. Alright, so I'm just going to continue on, and I'll be back and show it to you when it's done. Okay, so here is the finished crackle effect. And you can see it really did just work that fast. It crackled before I could even finish painting the box. So I'm going to continue to let it dry just for another 10 minutes or so. I did go ahead and do the bottom just so I could demonstrate how if you over brush it, it will mess up the crackle effect. So I was running out of paint, and I did over brush these last two sides. So it really didn't give you any crackle effect at all. Alright. Next we're going to add some paper. Alright, now I'm just going to take a little distress ink, and this is the walnut stain on just a cheap makeup sponge. And I'm just going to give the edges a bit of distressing. Alright, so I'm going to go over the whole box, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, I've got this paper line. It's K & Company. It's a Tim Coffee collection, and it's an older collection. Right off the top of my head, I can't even tell you what the name of it is. Nope, I still don't know. But anyway, I've got both of the paper pads. It comes in a traditional double-sided paper pad. And then it comes in a varnished paper pad as well. This has varnished sheets of different styles than what comes in just the regular paper pad. And then I've got both of the ephemera packs that go along with it. And then I've got the little designer matte pad as well. So I'm going to be using a lot of these things, hopefully. And I really thought when I first envisioned this project that I wanted to use a map on the box. But as I'm wanting to do, I think I've changed my mind. I love this. I love this page. I love the whale with the writing. I love the distressed paper look and the shell trim. I just love this page. Alright, so I think that's what I'm going to use. I'm so sorry I got carried away. But hopefully you'll be able to see me make the last couple of cuts. Okay. Now, because I don't have a distress tool, I've always just used my scissors. So I'm just going to distress the edges. I'm sorry if that sound annoys you. It's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. And I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining here again. Out of the last 10 days, we've had rain for 7 or 8 of them. I think it's been 8. Alright. Okay. Now, we're just going to let this dry. and I'll be back. Now, of course, you could glue it down with Mod Podge or some matte medium or something like that. But I really don't like, I don't like the finish like Mod Podge leaves. Even the matte leaves a finish on the surface that I'm just really not a fan of. Alright, so I'll be back when this is dry. Of course, I forgot to paper the flap. Alright, and it is a little shorter than the rest of the box, but the 3-inch still fits, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. One of the other things I don't have is a corner rounder, but I do have a pair of these fancy edge scissors with the scalloped edge. So this is what I use to round corners. To make tag edges, stuff like that. Alright. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that in place. Okay, I think you can see what a pretty sparkle this graphite paste really gives. I know a lot of creators use it and then cover it over with color, and I do that too, but it really is just as pretty on its own. Alright, so I've pulled out a few of the die cuts from the packages, and a few of one of my own. This is actually a cold cast resin piece. It's an aluminum cast resin piece. That's my own sculpture. Alright, and then I've pulled out some of these clocks. Now I'm going to show you. This is the one I chose initially because I like the color contrast, but I really don't like how it's not antiqued, or it just doesn't really have the punch that I'm looking for. I'll pull out a couple of the others. Alright, same thing with the silver. It really blends into the background too much. And this champagne gold, I'm not sure what it's called. Same thing. Now the black I also like, but it doesn't have enough color for me. It really blends in too much with the stenciled detail. So I'm gonna make another one. Alright, and I've also pulled out one of the keyholes. Now I realize the keyhole is a bit superfluous, but I just think it adds a pretty touch to the box. So I'm going to color the keyhole the same color I do the clock. So I'm going to whip up another clock real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, here's the clock. I painted the base with some of the Dazzling Metallics by DecoArt in the Rich Espresso. Then I did a wash after that dried of the DecoArt Media Antiquing Cream, and this is in the Patina Green. Alright, just did a really watered down light wash around the frame of the clock. The face of the clock I did with the warm white, and then I did the same wash with the ebony black, the DecoArt Antiquing Cream. Then over the frame I did the Deco Art Dazzling Metallics in the bronze, just to bring out the highlight a little bit. Alright, so next I'm gonna show you how to do the bezel of the clock. Okay, I'm gonna do the bezel part with some UV epoxy. This is Ultra Dome is the brand. I really love this product. It has a lot less shrinkage than other brands, and it's relatively cheap. This is what they call a 2-ounce size, if you can believe that. And it was like $12.99, free shipping. Crazy. Alright, so I'm just going to first of all put it on a towel. That just makes it easier to move around. And because of the precision tip, it's fairly easy to apply. I'm just going to let it keep dripping. Stopping occasionally to let it flow. I don't want to overfill the bezel at all. Alright. Just a couple of more drops. Okay. Right there where I just used the pen, it was just sticking to one of those numbers a bit. And it still is. The surface tension sometimes, although it'll be difficult to see once it cures, it drives me batty. Alright. Okay, and if you get any bubbles, just take a lighter and pass over the surface. That will pop any bubbles. Alright. Now, I'm going to put this under my UV light for maybe 2 minutes to let it cure. Okay, here it is. Turned out really nice. Alright, I'm going to paint the keyhole to match the bronze color with the patina. And then I'm going to do just a quick wash over the shells with the antiquing cream. Probably in the brown, in the burnt umber. Alright, I'll do that and then I'll be back. Okay, I've popped up a few of the embellishments in specific spaces with some double-sided foam tape. Alright, like this bird. He's going to go here on the back, and I'm going to, if I can get the lid off, I'm going to glue down the tips of his wings. Okay, any other time, this glue would just pour out. Not when I need it to. Alright. Just glue down the tips of his wings. Just gives him a bit more 3D effect. Alright. Alright, that's on the back. Here on the front. Even with my nails, this tape is hard to get the backing off of. Alright. Then I'm going to put a shell, something like that. I'll do that afterwards. Alright, the fish, I may actually need to Move him down just a bit, up just a bit. One of those directions. Alright, if you remove him fast enough, soon enough, he should remove okay. If he gets to set any time at all, that double stick tape will really stick. Alright, again, I'm just going to glue his top and bottom fin down a bit. That will just keep them from snagging on anything, but they'll still have that 3D effect of being popped up. Alright, I could actually glue the tail down. Or I could just put a tiny little scrap of foam tape under it. And I'm pretty sure that foam tape just came from the Dollar Tree. Save that little scrap. I might be able to use it later. Alright, how I'm going to get the tape off the back of that, I have no clue. Aha! Got it. Alright, cute little popped up fish. I'll actually put the scrap under his nose. There we go. Alright. The little crab, I'm just going to glue directly down to the flap. So that way it won't impede with the box closing. Okay, now I'm going to glue the 3D elements down, the resin pieces, and I'm just going to use a little glossy accents, and I'm just going to run a bead around the edge. Then I'm going to shoot just a drop of hot glue in the center just to hold it down while everything dries. Something like that. tighten the glue strings. Alright, last one of these little ones. And it's going to stick to the glossy accents. Lovely. Okay, now for the clock. And the lock. The lock, I'm just going to put some glossy accents at the top and the bottom. And run a little hot glue down the sides. Go away, glue strings. Okay, now on the inside, I'm just going to glue this other little fish down. Alright, something like that. Then I'm going to add this starfish, this cold cast starfish. I did cast this from a real starfish, and no, I didn't damage the starfish. Before you ask, it's still just fine. I did coat it with a little bit, I did coat the mold with a little bit of gloss sealer. Okay, that's it for this week's Mixed Media Monday. Just a quick cheap little cardboard box turned into something fun and gift givable. Alright. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye for now.